It's another glorious day of defending against my arch nemesis, Lieutenant Hammerman. And as the title suggests, the Hotpot prototype is the real MVP. As I've always assumed, the Hotpot is pretty good. I actually think it's one of my personal favorite of the prototypes, but it shows its true strength, I would say, in defending Hammerman, especially against those mass troops. And today we're going to see how far we can make it. Will it be another 7-stage victory? Let's find out. And as per usual, I am the resident dweller of the underworld, Dark Anubis, coming at you guys. Going into our first few stages, as per usual, nothing crazy here. Just gonna kind of let it breeze by, speed through it a little bit. And while that's going, if you guys saw the community post of recent times, I'm actually doing pretty well in this season of Warships. I know it started off a little wonky for some folks, some people experiencing bugs, and of course a very fizzly season at that, but it has proven to be okay once you get your defenses kind of in place. So let me know in the comments, how's your guys' season 50 doing? I'm hoping to see if I can maybe hit the top 500 this season. Stage 1 down without any problems. Going into that wonderful stage 2. And as per usual, the few first stages, we just absolutely stopped these troops right on the beach with no problems at all. It's almost not worth making commentary for. But there's that Hotpot doing its beautiful job, even on heavies, just melting right through them. No problem. And of course, as per usual, shameless shout out. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It is free after all. And turn on those bell notifications for all of the shenanigans going on with the channel, including videos posted, as well as the live streams I sporadically do. Enough light probing, time for full-blown assault. I will say, today's defending Hammerman, the first few stages, I would say even stage 5 felt okay. Nothing super crazy, like a lot of mass troops today. I think one of the stages had like 300 plus riflemen or something like that, so. And we are pretty much offensively upgraded, so we are starting to work on our defenses. We think we have all of our rocket launchers all the way up to their max level for the HQ, level 16 I believe. And now we're working on our boom cannons, and then we'll work on some of our splash damage. We might even go and see if we can get these critter launchers up just a little bit. Not that it really makes a difference, it's just health for them. Going into stage 4 here. First few stages, no problemo. The rockets and shock launchers are proven to be quite useful themselves. And unfortunately, these warriors chose to go on the wrong side, right next to that Hotpot, so they will surely get melted, no problemo. Also, the stunners did leave the game. I do apologize. I usually do at least one video, even on the proto troops that I'm not a fan of. I totally forgot they existed. Like I said, I had voted for the Shotgunneer. I was not a fan. I had tried the stunners like day 1 when they came out just for, you know, craps and giggles. Just nothing exciting. Super slow fire rate for shocking defenses for all of like 1.5 seconds. Just doesn't seem worth it at all. We had some folks try to use them in the operations, and that was kind of silly. Speaking of operations, I will be coming out with a video hopefully sometime this week. I did one on the channel like a few months back, just kind of showing how my task force goes about operations. We took on Forlorn Hope, and I will say it wasn't by choice. I accidentally started it, like the dummy I am. I will say it's pretty interesting to see how we managed to navigate through that operation. So stay tuned for that video if you guys want to check out some casual task force operations. And here's stage 5. I believe this was the one that had quite a few riflemen. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. This is the Cryoneer one. And Cryoneers always make me just a tad nervous, especially slowing down the fire rates of like boom cannons and stuff like that. But luckily there wasn't super heavy troops for this, so I will say overall, nothing crazy. Now we're down to the last couple, maybe riflemen's, other troops, a lot of medics, so they will very quickly be overran by the critter launchers that are still up, so. There we go. That is, I believe, stage 5. Gonna find out right now. Yes, stage 5. So 5 stages down, super easy. Didn't have to hit it more than once. Let's see if we can do and repeat that with stage 6. Starting off with the Grenadiers, which without a meat shield, they get torn up. And of course they went right into that Hotpot and got burned to a crisp. Getting down those first waves and stuff like that is super huge. Ooh, look at this. Zuka's getting torn apart. They didn't stand a chance, those little ladies. It's always important, though, to try to take down the waves as quickly as possible, because that's, I think, one of the biggest ways to kind of lose defending Hammerman is when those waves start to compact, and then you didn't have a tank troop in one wave, but then the tank troops go in another wave, and yada yada yada. But yeah, as you can see, the Hotpot is just the MVP of this video. And really, I try to use Hotpots almost every week. It feels like at least one on defending Hammerman, because they just do so darn well. I do think it goes down here, but that's okay because we only have this last wave and we still do have a few rocket launchers up, a shock launcher of course, so this did make me a little bit nervous because some did start to go to the left and I wasn't sure if maybe that little group would be enough to finish the base. Some of them do come back, so we are able to tear away at them. And luckily that boom cannon manages to focus that Scorcher, which is huge. That way those riflemen can't get away too much. There's like a little group of, I don't know, maybe 30 riflemen up north. I was a little nervous. That's why I had to check the rocket launcher range to see and make sure that we could take out at least the vast majority of them. We do also have a couple defenses, kind of just, I think I got lazy from last week, where I just didn't move them, and they did okay. I think they are actually saved us from stage 6 being defeated. Spoilers alert. You didn't realize we finally finish off the stage 6. And pretty excitingly, this was actually a one and done stage 6, which I don't think I've ever done before. I think it usually takes me like 2 attempts at most, so to be able to do stage 6 in one try is pretty amazing. But here we are. Are you ready to get steamrolled? Let's bring it on, Lieutenant Hammerman. Stage 7. Are we able to beat it? The stage also had a massive amount of troops. Just try to wave through and break through the line of defense. I will say, on this hit, going into it not really knowing what the troops were, definitely, they kind of eventually overwhelmed, but it was looking good until I realized, because I wasn't paying attention, that there was a whole wave of heavies. And if you guys have ever played warships, or maybe you've ever tried heavy rushing just for, you know, fun of it, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. They don't do an insane amount of DPS, but with a crowd of, you know, 60 heavies or something like that, they can tear through defenses relatively quick. So, and with not really any defenses left besides the grappler, and I think like a level 6 flamethrower by the headquarters, it was pretty unlikely we were going to win this. So we did have to change up this strategy, and a huge shout out to one of the task force members, Massalina, showed his defense against Hammerman today and showed me that the Hotpot is really all you need it to defend against today's Hammerman. So we changed up the base quite a bit, as you're seeing. We'll kind of do it in slow motion. And kind of just seeing if we can get rid of most of the mass troops in the first waves, and then when those heavies come, they'll of course go through the Hotpot, but hopefully the rest of our defenses will take out the heavies. That was kind of my idea for it, but like I said, I got that idea from one of my fellow task force members, of course from my amazing casual players task force, SuperNova. If you guys would like to join it, check out in the description on the spelling, and I believe the task force tag is also there. We do have a few spots open. We also have a sister task force called Mini Nova if you're a lower level. So if you're ever wondering or need a place to join, feel free to shout it out in the comments, and I'll throw you a link or something like that. Alright, here is our first attempt into stage 7, well I guess technically our second attempt, our first attempt at this weird base design that we got from our task force member. And I will say, it did relatively well for this attempt. Just completely burning through that first wave, no problem at all. And then the second wave comes, and this is another like super rifleman wave, so kind of just put it off to this side because we want to get rid of this Zuka wave that just comes. Unfortunately, the riflemen kind of super distract the Hotpot, so that whole Zuka wave gets through. There are a few mines which will take out a decent amount of them, just not enough, because of course, as we know, the heavy wave now comes into play. And with that, because there's a few riflemen left and because a lot of our defenses are gone, yes, we do have a few boom cannons, but with a mass number like that, at like, I think those heavies are probably like 25 or something like that, those boom cannons just will not be able to tear through enough of them quick enough. Mind you, of course, being an offensive player, I do not have ice statues, folks, so what this damage are on these defenses is exactly what they are, so there's no additional DPS or HP on them. And I actually didn't boost any of my defensive tribes, as I usually don't anyway, this week, so I don't even know if the tribes are great anyway. And there it is, another failed attempt, so, but we did do a little bit of changing, and we decided we were going to drop down one other Hotpot. So here it is. We did do a couple attempts, tried a couple different things. You guys will have to let me know, do you like the montage-esque things where I show pretty much the raw footage sped up of like all the different strategies I tried to defend Hammerman? Or do you just want to get to the meat and potatoes of it all, the quick fix, figuring it out and seeing what the final play is? Let me know. I don't mind doing either one. I think sometimes it's fun to see kind of the mind and the mental that I go through trying to defend against, of course, our arch nemesis. And the Hotpots are doing amazing. Those first few waves tore through them. Having that second Hotpot take on that wave of riflemen, it was just no joke. I mean, basically all of our defenses are up. We do have this last wave of heavies, and with both of our shock launchers up and them standing in a perfect spot being shock locked, that Hotpot is just melting them. It is ridiculous. I almost feel like Lieutenant Hammerman's, or defending Hammerman, was on easy mode this week because I never thought to do some funky design like this, and I honestly don't believe that if Scorchers or mechs were in these waves that this would be possible to do. But And here we are. We are coming at the end, folks. Absolutely tearing Lieutenant Hammerman a new one. And there it is, stage 7. If you guys haven't guessed yet, is going to be a victory for us as those last few heavies die out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys like the longer or shorter videos. I'm down for either one. I don't mind doing either one. But there's our second victory against our arch nemesis. I know he's vivid about it. But until next time, expect more videos this week. I have a couple ideas in mind, but as per usual, I am the resident dweller of the underworld, the casual player's player, the David to Max player's Goliath, Dark Anubis, heading out. Peace!